How many of y'all like to attempt drawn out and impossible tasks near the end of a dying relationship? Well, if you do, potty training your cat together as a couple is the thing to do, because we started, she was like, this is going to be so convenient. We'll never have to buy kitty litter again. It's going to save us all this money. And like, first of all, let me just tell you, potty training your cat is a huge pain in the ass. The first thing you have to do is you have to buy a bowl and fill it with kitty litter and then put that in the toilet bowl so that the cat isn't afraid of the toilet and gets used to it, right? Which means that in your 20s you're doing that, and like every night you're playing this terrible game show called Who's Gonna Pee in the Kitty Litter, like when they come home wasted. So like, you come home at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like, oh God, I gotta break the seal. This is gonna feel so good, and you know it feels so good if you've been waiting for a long time, you're super drunk, and like you're in there and you're like, oh yeah, up, oh man, I don't hear any dripping. And then, now I'm shoveling my own human urine into the trash can for the sake of convenience, and just like so you guys know, dude who's had like 18 beers pees like a lot more than a tiny little cat. So it's like the world's largest frozen pancake. And you gotta like hack it up with the thing, and it's humiliating. So like, that only happened a few times. We got the cat to the point where like it would finally just about go by itself, but it had to have supervision. And then she decides to skip town. And so she's like on vacation or whatever, and I'm there with the cat, and it hasn't gone all day. And it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and like it's in there crying because it wants someone to watch them. So I get in there, and it's like a scene from like 3 Men and a Baby, where I'm like holding the cat over the toilet, like, oh, what do I do with this? And I'm like, go ahead, make a poopy, make a pee-pee, you know? And then all of a sudden he's like, meow, and I feel like a scalding hot arc of cat pee hit me right in the face, and I'm like, immediately I go, where the fuck did that? And I drop the cat right there, and he goes, meow, and he's so startled that he hit water all of a sudden that he just runs and shits down the hallway, like the entire way. And so I've got like pee in my eye, and the cat pee's awful, and like there's like shit in the hallway. I get on the phone immediately, I call my ex-girlfriend, and I'm like, listen, this little cat training experiment is over, okay? Because your cat just pissed in my face. And then she goes, and this is what a human being actually said to me. It's 100% true. She goes, well, I don't know his side of the story. You guys ever blown out your knee taking a shit before? Being a surprise. When I was at college, I did that. I don't know how, like, me and my roommate, we both had to take a dump, and we were racing each other to the bathroom. It was like a fun little game. So we're like, and I like beat him there, and I get down in the toilet, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be so good. And I'm like, pow, what the fuck? Like, and my knee starts throbbing immediately, and I'm like, oh God, what do I do? So I'm sitting on the toilet, and my knee is completely blown. I can't move it at all. And I'm like, how am I gonna wipe? What am I gonna do? You know, I'm just like, ow! And so like, it takes me like 45 minutes to get done or whatever, and I end up on crutches for 2 weeks. And I can't tell, and everyone's like, oh, what's this, Bart's injury? And I'm like, no, I blew up my knee taking a shit. That would be like what kind of cartoon kind of person am I, where I'm so welled up with pressure that a part of me, unrelated to my butthole, explodes when I take a shit, you know? And so like it would be like if you saw an old like rickety car like trying to start up and then it backfired and all the hubcaps just flew out at the same time. I once spent a New Year's Eve on a mountain house with 15 of my college buddies, dudes only, no chicks allowed, just the dudes, okay? We had all graduated college a semester late, that's why we were there for New Year's Eve. And so what we decided to do was, we decided that we were going to celebrate New Year's on our time, right? Our time. So the first thing we did was we drank a whole bunch of beers, did a whole bunch of painkillers, and ripped all the clocks out of the wall. Because no clock was going to tell us when it was New Year's. And then like the second thing we did was we got a Christmas tree, an old Christmas tree, and we soaked it in gasoline and lighter fluid. And what I was going to do was I was going to breathe an Everclear fireball into the base of the Christmas tree at the stroke of midnight, our time. Our time. And that's how we would celebrate the coming of the new year in a glorious blaze. Well, the thing about Everclear fireballs is that if you're practicing them, grain alcohol soaks into your cheeks. So I was super duper 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 drunk, like by the time we got started, and like I was stumbling all around. They had gotten me this Davy Crockett coonskin hat on for like me being the fire breather, and I was like, I'm the fire breather, let's go! Let's go! And they're like, all right, Andrew, come on, it's time, it's New Year's Eve, come on, let's do this. And I was like, yeah, let's do this! And I'm like just dribbling alcohol. It's like just coming out of my mouth, it's all over my face and my hands and my shirt and everything like that, and they have to carry me down to this riverbed where they place the Christmas tree in case shit goes wrong. They could just kick it, sidekick it into the river. We're cool, right? We're cool. So like, anyway, we get down there and they're like, all right, man, you ready to do this? And I'm like, Bleh! And they're like, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! And this gigantic fireball comes out of my mouth. And the tree goes up in glorious flames, and then I'm on fire. My face is on fire, my hand is on fire, my shirt's on fire because I'm soaking in alcohol. And I look like the bad guy at the end of a B movie going, right before I run off a building or something. I'm like, and they're all like, oh shit, right? They're just like patting me down. And like, then like this happens, which can only happen when dudes are partying without their girlfriends. I hear this guy giggling, and while everyone else is patting me down, he's punching me in the stomach over and over again. And the thing was, I wanted to laugh, I did, but there was no oxygen around my face because I was on fire. And so like they finally get me out, and like then they were like, uh-oh, tree, and so they kick it, but they kick it to a pile of leaves. So the whole bank of the river goes up. So we're leaping over this flaming tree into ice cold mountain water on December 31st, and we're doing this. Because nobody brought a bucket. And so we're putting out the fire like this, so it takes like an hour. And then like by the time we get the tree out of fire and all the leaves out of fire, like we are tired and sweaty and burnt, and I'm beat up and I'm burnt and I look awful. And like my buddy Fayaz looks at his watch and it's 9:30. Yeah!